Yep, there we are. You are live! Exclamation point, guys, boys and girls, men and women, ladies and gents. What's going on out there this morning? Happy Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend on the courts and the gym as well. Um, yeah, Jeffrey. Hope you're. Well, looks like you are feeling better. Well,
Yeah,
welcome back to the world,
yeah, little 24-hour something,
whatever that
some
might be. Yeah,
whatever
we
it
never
might
know.
be.
It's like, yeah, it's a conspiracy theory. Just leave it at that. Yeah.
There's so much crap out there swimming around. Who
Oh
the heck
yeah, it's
knows?
great. It's great.
You know.
All right, guys. Look, what I got for you today is dose of reality. Of course, every day is a dose of reality, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and who was it? Oh, I was on my little Twitter business guys this morning reading and then scrolling down, and this one guy who I love, this guy Justin Welch, said something, and I'm paraphrasing something about um, anyone offering you instant gratification is a con man. I just thought, thank you. Someone gets it.
Yeah.
Someone gets it.
3 easy steps, and you too can strike the ball like Roger Federer.
Oh, okay. You're not feeling so well again, are you?
All of a sudden, I'm feeling
Yeah,
queasy.
this is a permanent bug. Hey, Mark. Good morning. Good morning.
Am,
Thanks for hanging
am,
out with
am
us
I on a
again
am I on a boat? I'm feeling
today.
queasy.
That's right. Um, all right, guys. Let's get into it. Because the point I've got for you is kind of a long point, and the point I want to make.
Hmm.
That was kind of
Double point.
that was kind of weird. Um, is at the end. So we're going to jump into this. 80% court coverage is the title, and there's the airplane in the background. Let me get this thing down a little bit, right about there. And yeah, and there you go. There you go. Okay, who's going to take it? I don't know. Uh, oh, look at that! Look at the speed, man.
We can't see it.
Oh, you can't?
We got
Okay.
nothing. I thought maybe you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the eclipse. I thought you were talking about the eclipse. Look at the speed, man! It's
Oh
coming.
boy.
Oh, it's dark. It's
Okay.
so
Okay,
late.
we can't see it. What's wrong with you? You mean I need to do
There we
that?
are.
Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right. Hey,
So
it's
we did.
Monday.
We just experienced the what's the right shot eclipse. Couldn't see a thing.
God dang it. All right, here we go.
That was good. You were so excited.
I was going, oh my God, look at that. All right. Anyway, so here we go, folks. Uh, uh, my beloved with the return to serve. And, you know, they do a little cross on her, but she reads it. Great lob. Wow.
Great lob.
And now I got, okay, I'll take it. And here's the, tried to get with the backhand, couldn't do it. So, and here we go. Right about, plays it a little underneath.
Little
Perfect.
underneath. I like it.
And then Brenny with the setup. Oh, okay. What's the right shot, Jeff?
Option 1, option 2, option 3.
Yeah, right. Option 1.
Option 1. Well, option 1 is cross court past your opponent in the blue to the service box. Option 2 is just hit a stinger up the center. Option 3, hook it left, service box bounce. So you got some margin on all three of them.
Okay. So here's the other thing that I think is important is that you're going to get this situation where you would have loved to have been able to move forward to take this out of the air,
Yeah.
but it was so short that if you just volley it now you're just kind of screwed.
Yeah, you
So
might catch it underneath the level of the net.
absolutely.
And now you gotta bunt it, patty cake it up, and then you
Right. Yeah. No, it's not great. So the thing is, you got to be patient, and you got to allow this ball to not now, let it get to the very top of its bounce.
hold.
Yes, thank you, and let it have some geometry where you can have some good geometry, go over the top of the net to one of those three choices. And by the way, Jeff, yesterday, before we went live, I mentioned the Dave Severson thing with taking the line out of your shot choice if you're going up the line. Let's go inside, well inside the line. But I would say a couple of years ago, maybe it was less than that, I worked with Dave Severson, hired the guy for a few sessions. And Dave is always one of the top guys in his age group in singles. Very often the number one player in the country in his age group. Anyway, he was nice enough after our last session. I think I had 3 sessions with him. He pulled out of this little kind of crumpled up piece of paper and he said, here, I put this together for you after 3 sessions. I thought this might be helpful for you. And he had these 12 little things he gave me. And so at the time I put it out there, and it was very popular. A lot of good little thoughts. Anyway, so guys, I put this out there yesterday. I sent out an email. It wasn't until last night where there's a link to get what I'm calling the Severson 12. And I've actually added a little bonus. I've added the 13th one, which was yesterday's, which is just take the sideline out of your shot choice. But you can pick it up. If you're on my email list, you can get it. If you're not on my email list, go on over to webtennis.com, drop in a first name and email address. You'll get on my list. Plus, I got a free 20-minute video about the 4 parts between points routine explained. And then I'll put another email out later this morning with a link again to the Severson 12. No charge. Pick it up. Just go ahead and click the link and you'll get it. Let's take a look, Jeffrey, at the point in real time here. And again, there's a lot going on here. I mean, and I'm going to come back after I mean, speed kind of is, kind of helpful. Okay. And here we go. And now, Brenny, band up the middle. Perfect. Wait. Uh-oh.
Dang it.
So here's the deal. You can only cover 80% of the court 100% of the time. And you can have the best shot choice in the history of the game. And you just kind of bang it there in the middle. Not a dumb, smart shot choice. But the guy makes a stab, and you know what? Is he going to do this every time?
Probably not.
But he did it this one time.
Yep.
And you just have to go, frick. Oh, are you kidding me? Really? Okay. All right. That's fine. We'll just move on. So don't come back to me or Jeffrey with what's the perfect shot choice to guarantee that this ball will never, ever come back, number one. And number two, that it won't be kind of semi-reflex back as an unintentional lob winner. It's going to happen. And so all this talk about what's the formula for, court positioning, what's the formula for shot choice, so that it's a guarantee point winner. And I just think at some point you got to realize, guys, you can't cover 100% of the court. Now, with that said, if you've got a partner like I do in this point, what's going to happen is you can cover more. You can actually get into the 80% court coverage more.
Yeah.
If you've got some speed and a lot. Well, I love this right here. I mean, she just sees the lobs.
And successful lob. I'm in.
She's back in, man. And we're not sure who's going to take it. So she says yours. I go, okay, well, I better do something here. But look, you can get stuck there.
Yeah.
And yet if you've got a little fitness going, you can start to recover. Yeah. And then what I love is she's looking to try to hold court coverage. She wants to keep the better court coverage, which is up at net, realizes, whoop, I can't do it, but yet She makes
keeps running.
It's crazy. How do you? Anyway. So, and then she calls me off like,
yeah.
She calls me off like, okay, I'm sorry. So let it get up. Boom. Oh, there it is.
Okay, the answer there is you should have hit it 12 inches farther to the left.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Could have.
That it brings up a really interesting. I know that comment's it's a ridiculous comment, right? Because that's what people think. Well, why didn't you just hit it straight up the middle?
Yeah.
And so there was I want to say it was at least 10 years ago, if not more. At the U.S. Open, they have all kinds of events like before the tournament starts, charity functions and exhibition matches, and there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And on I think it might have been on Arthur Ashe, and they were having this contest, and there was 6 panels, like stand-up panels on the court, and they were about 6 feet tall and 3 feet wide, I think. Right, and there were 6 of them on the court positioned in targets, right?
Yeah.
And on the far side of the court, and on this side of the court, or on the far side too, was a I don't know who it was, but he was feeding balls, right? And there was Rafa, Fed, Serena, and then the year before's champion, wheelchair champion, right? I know this sounds like where is this going, Jeff? And the point is that they each got like 25 balls fed to them. Everybody got a forehand. And it was remarkable. I mean, and you think about the size of 6 of them on the court, 3 feet by 6 feet tall.
Pretty big target.
It was remarkable how few got hit by the top 3 at that time players in the world, right? And the guy that hit the most targets was the wheelchair guy. Of the 4 of them. And it wasn't that, I mean, Serena and Rafa and Fed, they were missing just by fraction, just by, just nothing. But out of the 25, I mean, they were like just barely up to double digits, maybe 10, right? It was silly. So this idea that you can be this hyper accurate because you see these guys on television, or you've seen Brent or me at a match and it's a dead run, and all of a sudden you just zip this thing up the line and you paint the line with it because that was the only way you were going to win the point, and it was this extreme moment. That level of concentration, that little window, is so rare to be able to pinpoint all of that stuff, have all the planets align, have it all come together to be that accurate, ball after ball after ball. It just doesn't.
It's happen. Never happened.
It just doesn't. And so when you see even like yesterday, if anybody saw the Collins match in Charleston, that girl, she's on fire right now, obviously, and she was hitting some stuff that was absolutely stunning. But guess what? She is riding a wave right now that to expect that level of play, like for the rest of the year, she looks like she's going to have a great year for sure. But to expect yesterday's level or what she's been doing to just not waver at all is a ridiculous idea. So anyway, I'm just bringing that up because this is exactly what happens. Is you're never going to hit your exact target, and then expecting the other player just to accept it is another variable that's uncontrollable. He sticks his racket out. Okay.
Yeah. So
But anyway,
look, I mean, so we might say, okay, well, why didn't you play it right down the middle? I could have. Let's say that was my intention, and if I'd gone right down where the tee is, still doesn't mean that the guy couldn't have guessed that that's where it was going to go, and started moving there and made the exact same shot.
By the time he makes contact, let's say move the ball right up the center line, she's going to put a racket on it.
Yeah.
You see where she is, and so it's like,
So again, I just want to make sure everyone understands, whether it's singles or doubles, you realistically can't cover more than 80% of the court at any given moment. And that's why court positioning is so important, to be able to maximize that 80%, hopefully 100% of the time. And I think, Jeff, you'd agree that the best doubles teams are actually better at doing that than being incredible shot makers. I think
Right.
that they're really smart shot makers in terms of, let's go mostly high percentage, and we will make sure that we're covering 80% of the court all the time. And if you
Yeah.
can do that, you force your opponents into little tiny,
Right.
a 7% here, a 7% there. Now we're down to 6% somewhere else, right? In terms of,
right. And the real mastery in that, right, as doubles teams become more seasoned and just, they start to really master the craft of playing doubles, is they can make adjustments on the fly. They're noticing a habit of one of their opponents.
absolutely.
Hey, you know what? That player over there can really hook that cross court forehand and dip it underneath and actually get that ball out the sideline. So tell you what, after you hit your serve, take 2 steps to your right. All of a sudden, we've taken it away. And all of a sudden, they have to choose a new target. Now, all of a sudden, the net player is in play, because now they got to bring the ball back in. I mean, the subtleties are huge, and a lot of players watching won't notice the adjustments that are being made to do exactly what you're saying, Brent. We're still going to give up. We're going to give up a different percentage. What 20% do we want to give up? The 20% we're not going to give up is what they like to do.
Yeah.
And we're and so we're going to have to make adjustments to see which 20%, right, along the way.
Yeah. No. So I think it was Mark yesterday was asking through the comments about, it was in singles, about court coverage. Well, where should you be? And I just said, look, it's a lot of it is what you're describing right there, Jeff, is you want to maximize geometry. Number one, you want to maximize geometry in terms of relation to where you are in the court and where they are in the court as they're about to play their shot. So we maximize that geometry. But number two, you have to have already probed and understand what are their tendencies. And that goes into the equation in terms of maximizing this 80%, 100% of the time. So if you understand their tendencies, now you're well ahead of the game in terms of that. So we've got YouTube user. That's a great name. I want to talk to your mom and dad. Guys, first time a live listener. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today. Jeff, are you with us over there? I think we have Jeff locked up somehow. And Mark, Mark covers 90% of the court by herself. Absolutely, she does. And Mike TT should have been 50 years younger and taken it out of the air. Yeah, well, the point probably would have been over if I'd been 50 years younger. Would have been over by then. Guys, hope you're getting this. I see that Jeff just had to check out somehow. We'll see if he can get back. If not, look, guys, hope this has been helpful. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Hey, Rich, good morning. And YouTube user, thank you, man. Or gal, first time live listener, good morning. Glad you're with us. Keep showing up. And KJ Tennis, points like this are why I like doubles so much. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shot choice going on. There's a lot of court positioning going on, and there's a lot of teamwork going on in terms of court positioning. So, guys, down below in the comments area, let me know what's going on with today's episode of What's the Right Shot, number 417. Hope this has been helpful in terms of the 80% reality. Alice goes, why not a dropper? Yeah, why not? I guess that could have been a fourth choice, certainly. Hard court, not so much for me, because they're both sort of halfway between the service line and baseline back there. Certainly where I play most of my tennis on the grass courts here at Mission Hills Country Club in the Southern California desert, Rancho Mirage, the dropper in this situation is a real possibility for sure. Maybe even on the clay as well. But guys, let me know down below in the comments area what's on your mind. Love to read that and respond. Promise to do that. And if you want to keep the conversation private, we can do that as well. Right here at Brent at WebTennis.com. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Time for all of us to get out there, help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, see you again next time.